Yes, everyday superpower where we talk body language, relationships, human dynamics, game, everything in between. We've got two links down in the description. One is the catalogue of body language where you learn how to read people through their non-verbal behaviours, free of charge YouTube playlist. Second to that is the Patreon where you will learn the real game which will apply and manifest in the world around you. It's how to read attraction cues, repulsion cues, and we watch real life dating footage and I break it down in front of your face. Now, this is a mad one. This one goes out to the red pillars. This one goes out to men who want traditional women and traditional values, verging on like people with right wing politics and so on and so forth, which has been quite popular in the internet space for as long as I've known. People want traditional women. I want a traditional woman. I want a woman to blah 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 blah. Truth be told, most men do want a traditional woman because men want peace in their lives. They don't want a woman who is going out showcasing her body to other men all the time. Men don't want women who are broadcasting their ins and outs on OnlyFans, and men don't really want a woman who are, giving them shit all the time. Men don't want women who are, possessing a great deal of like actual actionable power in the relationship, in the realm as to which the man wants to control in. Like, it is what it is. But I'm saying this to say this. How do you expect to get a feminine traditional woman if you're not being a traditional masculine man? Yeah, does that make sense to you? How can you tell me that you want a feminine woman if you can't portray the masculine? I'm going to be really tight on this video. How do you expect to get the most feminine woman if you are employed with a boss at a job? I say that to be striking because although you can get an incredibly feminine woman, why the hell can't you? You can do that whatever position you are at. You can find these women, but you will only emphasize your chances given you portray the masculine man that her biology craves. Not her mind, not her social engineering, not the world around her, her actual biological hardwiring. If you can showcase that, and I say a job, a blah, 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 because one step away from a job is independence. And there's nothing more masculine than independence. There's nothing more masculine than the ambition and the desire and the self-sufficiency to look after oneself. Because if you can look after yourself, you can look after somebody else. Right? And if you look after yourself, you're already putting yourself in position to be number one. And number two craves to be with number one. And number two is the feminine. Number one is the masculine. Real talk. So, how do you expect to find a traditional feminine woman who cooks and cleans for you, looks after your child of the future, if you can't financially accommodate for that to be a reality? Yes, I understand that there was a degree of social engineering to ensure that both parties were out of the house working, and they disguised that as a way of saying, congratulations, women, you can work too. Everyone can work for the corporation. And that child can get looked after by someone else, or you can just not have children because the commitment to the corporate entity is way more important. If you as a man put your best foot forward and establish an income or financial responsibility as to where you can handle that woman being unemployed, she can do a better job for that child, for your child, for the household, for your respect, for your admiration. But you have to be the masculine. You see, there's a conflict in understanding when it comes to red pill spaces and when it comes to alpha males, and they say women don't deserve a thing. Women don't deserve a penny off of me. If you go on a date, I won't. You know what I mean? What does she mean? She wants me to pay the bills. Hey, each to their own, and I'm not saying anybody is wrong, but what I am saying is in the grand scheme of things, if you are a man that doesn't even care about footing the whole bill, because what's it to you? That's nothing to you. That's peanuts to you. Yeah? There's a difference between your demeanor and actions in comparison to the nice guy who pays all of the bill out of what's left of his savings in order to appease that woman. She knows that and she sees that, and that will fall parallel to the rest of his desperate behaviours. She'll have clocked onto that before he even pulls his credit card out. But the man who is, it's water off of a duck's back, for lack of better terms, she'll know before he even pulls his card out that he is a masculine man because he's self-sufficient, has ownership, and there's so many different factors, because this could be mummy and daddy's money, and she still might be very well attracted to that, right? Dating into wealth and a good family is important, right? But yeah, I'm not going to delve down into that. That's space for another video. But how can you expect to have a feminine, submissive woman if you're not a dominant man? If you're confused and think, I shouldn't give this woman anything, yet I want her to be in complete submission to me. I'm not going to speak strictly financial because it's not always the case. Honestly, there's so many different ways around this. You could have good game, good verbal game, good mind game, your psychological maestro, which tends to be the be all and end all, first and foremost. You know, if you trigger her attraction to you through other means, that means she likes you for you, or likes you for the way you make her feel, as opposed to, you know, the middleman, the material possession, which tends to be a little bit of a frail way to do so. If you are luring her with material possession, you have to ensure that, you know, she does also actually like you, because so many girls will run game on a rich man, and I admire them for that. That's what these pimps do, you know. Get involved with a woman, they give her what she really needs, and then they send her off to rinse these idiots who have no clue but have got possession. Why the hell not? You don't want to be that guy, right? So let's not respect him. Let's not respect him. How can you have a feminine, submissive woman if you're not a traditional masculine man? That's saying no when you want to say no. How can she say yes to you if you can't say no to her? Do you mind if I go see Tony this weekend? Tony is a man, by the way. Tony this weekend. Blah, 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 blah. Now you got two answers to this. Cool, calm, casual in a masculine sense. You can say, yeah, of course you can, because she knows that if she goes wrong, you're leaving her. And you know you're saying that because you couldn't care less as to whether she cheats on you or not, because you're going to leave her if she does. Or you can say no. No, of course not. You with me now. And if she tries to get in some emotional disagreement about it, that's up to her, because you're not going to respond in that particular manner. What's the middle ground? You being uncomfortable about the fact that you do it and saying yes anyway, or you being insecure about this Tony guy and getting in your feelings and saying no? You see, there's different levels to how you react. One is in a submissive state where you pedestalize this woman and her actions and her feelings and her questions, and one as to where you place yourself above and beyond, and that's not down to a manufactured act, that's down to a genuine self-belief. But you can only develop and establish this genuine self-belief given you have been through the war. You have been in the trenches. You have established this understanding of self and knowledge of self, not purely through book smarts, but actually through street smarts and experimentation and understanding in your day-to-day. That's what a man does. A man builds himself. And what would the term be? What does a sculpture use? But let's say a man sculpts himself since day one from the ground up. He creates a David of himself, you know? That note, I'm signing out. Click the links down in the description. Check them out. I'm signing out. Peace.